we must bring the one and only Kurt Elster inside of this show. He is not just a media person extraordinaire. Guy actually builds like some of the best websites in our space. Okay.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at, I followed Montana Knife Company for a long time. It turns out it was him and his whole crew that were behind that deal, which is incredible. We must bring him inside of the show. Everybody, welcome the one and only Kurt Elster. Get in here, Kurt. Get inside. Let's go. This show. Wow.
I wore the only cowboy hat I own.
You know,
wow.
It's a little much.
You know, at first I thought it was France, but now I think it's Stars and Stripes. I believe it's Stars and Stripes.
I love you went with that joke. That was my alternate joke I was going to go with was actually this is a French hat. And I decided not to do it.
You know, I'm bullish on the U.S. men's national team, Kurt. I don't. You know, are you here in the States? Are you in Canada? Where are you, my friend?
Well, all right. I pronounced Foyer correctly, so the U.S.
U.S. Okay, good on you.
Chicago.
Good on you. Good on you.
Let's go.
Chicagoland, baby.
Let's go.
I'm bullish on the U.S. men's national team. If they need to face down Mbappe and the French team, you know, who knows what'll take place. But brother, we appreciate you making the time to join us, man. I have known of you and the show for like forever. And like I looked on the run of show today, I was like, oh man, he's got to be with us. He's got to be here. Man, give us for those who don't know about the work that you do at EtherCycle. I'd love you to just like back up the truck a little bit and give us context on that. I have always just known you as the Shopify guy, the Shopify podcast guy, but man, you've been building some of the best websites inside of our space.
Yeah, I got lucky. The guy Dan Evelet, who starts the Shopify Experts program when that was still a brand new thing, saw that we had built a bike shop an online store for a friend's bike shop. And he said, man, it was a custom theme. He said, you should join the Experts program. I said, I'll take that invite all day. And then the very next first lead we got through that was Bandon Dunes Golf Course, which if you're into golf, it's like a big deal.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, this is, there's something here. And so it didn't take long before I went, wait, let's just only do this. Let's go all in on this. And at the same time, I'd started to get into podcasting as a guest, and I said, well, we should try it. I'd never done it. We'll just try it. And we need a title. We couldn't come up with anything. So I said, well, just working titles on official Shopify podcast. We'll change it later. It's been over a decade. It's 2014. It's been 12 years.
That's incredible.
That's absolutely incredible. Can you think of kind of any standout episodes that you've had over those many a year where you have just been, Chris and I have had this on the show where we had just been floored by a guest and we're just like, that was unbelievable. Do you have any that stick out for you?
I think obviously Harley Finkelstein, that was like, a surreal pinch me moment, but that was a few years ago now, but still very proud of it. Anytime I'm able to talk with a Shopify exec is great, especially for like banter afterward when we're not recording. Then it's like, those are some real moments, but only I get the advantage of that. But like, putting an hour into recording just to have a few minutes of like, open, unguarded conversation is powerful. And most recently, Chris Lang.
Chris is great.
He's great. And he's just so honest. And like vulnerable. It's tough to find people who are vulnerable and authentic. Everybody's going to get on here and be like, this chair is just made out of a pile of cash and I got to go pick, like, how do you decide which Ferrari to drive? And I'm like, okay, A, you're lying, and B, no one relates to your lies.
Yeah. This is an interesting piece that you bring up because actually it's something that we're going to cover later on in the show. TJ Bongiorno, who runs the Outgoing company, he put out a video that talks exactly about this. It's like, man, e-com's hard. Selling something on the internet, not easy. Takes a lot of effort, but if you only just follow the X timeline, you might not believe that. You might it's all daisies and sunflowers and stacks of cash everywhere. As long as you're not a dummy, you just spend a little ad spend and then the millions come. That's a really good point. And tell me. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think no matter how successful you are, you could scroll through social media and go, wow, I'm a loser.
Yes.
Like it really,
That's true.
because you're comparing yourself to everyone's highlight reel at all times. And then on top of it, they like really embellished it.
Yeah.
It's so funny because even Elon Musk has a quote about this, and you're like, the richest dude in the world is still scrolling through social media being like, well, I think their life might be cooler than mine. It's like, dude, you're the richest guy in the entire planet, and you still have FOMO on IG. It's like wild to me.
I'm thrilled to hear that. I've often wondered, it's like, man, Elon, you're number one.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Enough's enough.
Yeah.
Like, just do like random stuff. I suppose he doesn't.
Yeah. You side quests in there for him. I would love, Kurt, to get your perspective, having been in the game so long now, and man, getting off the jump for building a custom theme and then going abandoned dunes and all of the rest and all the people that you've worked with. And there's a great transition happening right now from just Shopify being like a website tool to now like powering agentic commerce. And I know that a lot of the brand founders, the agency owners, people in our ecosystem, in our community, they feel behind. Everybody feels behind. Man, I would love to get like your perspective on like what's happening now, how things have changed, what's most important, like in 2026. What have you been seeing on this side, just perspective wise?
Man, I love this because this is what keeps me up at night. The state of software development right now.
Yeah.
Like it's wild. If you are in software development, everyone who has access to a Claude subscription essentially has the same level of coding skill. But it is
Crazy.
not, it's a force multiplier. So like the garbage in, garbage out, man. If I give Claude to a software engineer and tell him to build me something, he's going to produce something amazing. If I give it to I give it to a product manager, like a lay person, they're going to build something decent. It's like, I think that's the first thing to realize with it. But like for sure, just the barrier to entry, resources required for time, skill, and money to develop software has collapsed. Just period, full stop. And so, what's the implication of that? Well, if you're doing anything with software, I get the FOMO. You're in an arms race right now and everyone has exactly the same munitions you do. That's a little crazy. Yeah. At the same time, like it is so exciting and so fun to play with the tools. But if I'm a merchant, right, and I don't necessarily need to be building and implementing custom software all the time, you really aren't missing out. Like a lot of the stuff is like, it's cool and it'll be really valuable to a business down the road. But right now I'm always going, hey, especially with agentic commerce, I'm like, is there a there yet? And I don't know when that happens. Not quite, but now we're starting to see it where it's like, all right, starting last November in our biggest stores, we start to see referrals from ChatGPT. Like roughly that's when it happens. And every month since, it's gone up a little. It's not a lot. It's not a meaningful percent, but like, man, all right, the trend is starting. And so I think if you can spare the resources, like, man, you may as well set up the catalog to be prepared for it. Because at the same time, Shopify's got this universal commerce protocol. They're generating the demand for you right now. You just haven't seen it yet. But like 6 months, 12, 18 months, for sure by 24 months. I think 24 months from now, we'll know how this plays out.
Wow. It's so crazy because Chris and I were at Commerce Roundtable in person, and we're seeing these incredible speakers on stage. And there's an audience of 200 plus Shopify merchants. Every single one of those marketers has their laptop opened out and Claude opened up. And they're talking directly to Claude. And Chris and I look at each other and we're like, this entire room is Claude pilled. Are you kind of following that same track? Are you fully Claude pilled? And if so, like, what are you building now with it?
Okay. I love AI. I love Claude specifically. Claude's my number one. We refer to him as our French developer. Great guy.
All right.
Let's go. That's a great move.
But at the same time, we're also AI skeptics in many ways, where it's like, okay, don't get into the hype. The hype exists to sell it to you, to make you use it. If you're afraid of missing out, you're absolutely going to use those tools. And then, suddenly when they go, hey, we need more investment, they've got all these time on usage metrics that justify getting more investment. And then when they switch to a token model, we're all going to pay for it, right? Yeah. And so like, all right, I'm skeptical there. and whatever they claim it could do, like, all right, yeah, it could do that, but like 70% as good as you claim. Like, I think the issue here, I love Claude, I use it all the time, but it goes to the average. That's just the nature of LLMs. And so the default for a lot of stuff it does is C+ work. For programming and coding, I mean, it's phenomenal. Anything where you go, hey, there's a goal state here, like pass, fail. This is what you're building towards. You got to pass. And then it could do it, but it's going to follow your spec, right? And then, but at the same time, it is so easy and it runs autonomously. It's like, it kind of feels like the sky's the limit. Now, I think what's nuts about it, when I used to build a really cool website, do something really cool, I was really proud of it. You know, you get like that dopamine satisfaction, productivity, Oreo straight to the brain. That's all I want. It's like, I ship code, Oreo in my hand, give it to me. I'm like a monkey. I've been trained. And then Claude goes, hey, if you don't learn this tool, you're going to lose your job. I don't think that's true. I think AI doesn't replace people, but I think it empowers them hugely. That's the way to look at it. So, all right, I'm going to learn this tool. Now I'm using it, but it's doing 99% of the work for me. And so I'm building things way cooler, better, faster than I ever could before, but I'm not getting the same satisfaction out of it. That's weird. But I wouldn't trade
it is
the tool.
weird.
But it's like, I'll build the most amazing thing and I go, this doesn't work right. Just delete it. Start over. Like, I built a whole video game pricing system, to research retro games. I have a collection. And like, I built it all the way. I'm like, doesn't quite work right. Delete it. Because it didn't matter. I didn't build it. I described it to a machine that built it for me. And so it's like, okay, I'm not giving up those tools, but like, man, the world has changed now.
Yeah.
It takes some of that kind of artistic satisfaction of crafting, crafting something and then getting it all the way there and getting it over the finish line. And then I've got my thing. It takes some of that away. It's interesting. Tell me this, Kurt, when you guys are working with your clients now and the things that you're doing. I mean, I've followed Montana Knife Company forever. Man, what's the sauce with websites now? Because things are always changing. It used to be everybody's focused on iterating the PDP, and then it became, landing pages is now the thing. It used to be, I've got a big fancy custom theme, and then it seemed like the alpha was like, hey, just use Shopify's Dawn or whatever was like the popular theme that Beyonce was using. You know what I mean? Give me your perspective on like what's the sauce with websites right now? What are you seeing? What are you guys working on that you find interesting?
All right, this is what's wild. The commonality of any of the successful websites of e-commerce stores, the sole thing is, well, obviously product market fit. We need that. Don't pass go without it. But assuming that, who scales and who really succeeds, it's entirely in copywriting. That's the tactic. And the strategy is like, what's the messaging? Can you keep the messaging top of mind? Like, we don't see a lot of PR discussed in e-commerce spaces, but like, man, PR is the thing. If you can succeed with that, then that informs all the other strategies around it. Whether that's, your online ads, advertising, like everything, you start with that messaging and story. If you don't have that, like, you're not going to get anywhere. That's what makes it sticky. That's what makes it memorable. Like, that's the magic and power of Montana Knife Company, is an incredible story. And man, Brandon Horojo, phenomenal storyteller at keeping that going.
Wow. I'm kind of shocked you said that, but I'm like really glad that you said that. It's actually what I noticed when I was looking at your website. It was like, the copy here is really good. Go ahead.
I'm a conversion rate optimization guy. I love doing split testing, and I love that stuff. The split test that people want to run versus the split test that actually make money, very different. It's like, let's try these different designs and stuff. Okay, great. But we're just rearranging where the decisions are occurring, right? Like, I saw the site, I got an impression about it. And then if I could find the product, when I see the add to cart, I'm going to decide if I want this or not. That's never changing. I'm just changing the layout. So, okay, all of that needs to exist to serve the copy and the content. That's the message. That's what's going to inform me. Like, right now, we're just having a conversation. The power of an LLM, it's just a conversation. Everything is text in, text out. And yet when we go to optimize a website that's built for selling to meat, to humans, we're just fragile meat. We do everything but talk to them, because that's the hard part.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about that through kind of a lens of this, earlier founder, how does he improve his or her copywriting to kind of reach that higher standard? Do you have like practices that you're developing, practices they should be doing daily, 1 or 2 things that they can do every day to kind of flex that muscle and work that muscle. So at the end of the day, maybe a year and some change down the road, they actually become that powerful copywriter they always dreamed of.
I think really the easy way is like there's great books on it. If you still, for like those of us who still read books, I don't, I listen to them now.
There we go.
Like,
Same.
Yeah. I got Audible. What am I'm not going to read? Ridiculous. But going back to some of those old books, those like classic ad guys like Leo Burnett, reading some of those classic copywriting books, and then then looking at copywriting templates and like trying to work through one, even to not use it, but just to understand it, and then take like copywriting that speaks to you from someone else, where you're like, man, I bought this because this message was great. Then dismantle it. You go through it like by paragraph and by line. You're like, okay, what's this trying to do? Because the person who wrote it thought about it that way. They're like, what is this? How is this manipulating the reader? And that's the way to view it. Like that's what script writing is in a movie. That's what writing a book is. Like all of it is. You are doing some level of emotional manipulation here, probably. And so when you can identify it and recognize it, and it still works on you, okay, now it clicks. Now you get it. Then you can apply that to your own stuff. But then quickly you'll discover, at that point, hey, what works on you, the founder, may not work on who ultimately is the audience here. And that, but once you understand that framework, okay, now talking to people, testing headlines on Meta, like it all starts to work better.
Yeah, I think the ethercycle.com website is a great example of copywriting. The headline here: turn your Shopify store into a revenue generating powerhouse of persuasion. I like that line. That's a great line. I noticed that powerhouse of persuasion
years ago, and I never came up with anything better.
Yeah, well, I don't think you need to, man. I think you struck it. I think you struck it right, just like that. Tell me this, Kurt. You've been doing your show, and you got your service, and man, I'm specifically interested on the show side. Like, you got like more than 2 million downloads now. You've been doing it for over a decade. Like, what's the what's in state for you? Like, where does this thing go over the next few years? I mean, does it retire in the like B2B media Hall of Fame? Do you push for 3 million, or like what's the next phase for you look like that you're excited about, that you're looking forward to, or is it just the joy of doing the thing itself?
I think at the end of the day, I'm a work dog. Like if you got a good dog, a work dog, and you leave them alone in your house, they will dismantle your furniture, right?
Yeah. That's
I got to be doing, I have to be building, I have to be working. And that's, that is why that podcast has never missed an episode in a decade. Every Tuesday, no matter what, right? That consistency is key. So I still love what I do. There are days, where we all have good days and bad days, and I get frustrated at times, but ultimately I'm independent. I'm in control of a durable business. And if I don't like what I'm doing, I could just change it, tweak it until I love it again. But man, I don't want to give up the work. I'm not ready. I don't know that I'll ever be.
Yeah.
I mean, could you double click on that for a sec? Because you said something monumental there in passing, that you've never missed an episode in 10 years. What is like that unsexy system behind that? How are you doing that? I mean, we show up for the show every day, so we're running. We understand the lift of what it takes to pull off something like an incredible podcast. How are you doing that for 10 years plus?
Oh, I'm like just a meat puppet powered by anxiety. That's
nice. Let's go. Fueled by anxiety.
Yes.
That can be turned for good, as it has been, Kurt.
Years ago, I think this was in 2014. I went to a therapist and I'm complaining about it. She goes, if you reframe it as eustress, you could just, instead of stress, now in anxiety, it's eustress. That's positive stress to motivate you for what you need to get done. That's your brain telling you, hey, there's stuff you want to go do. And once I heard that changed things.
Oh, that's good. I think I'm kind of using that. I'm like trying to reframe that for me right now.
Chris loves that.
I like that. I do like that. I feel this way. This thing that you're describing, I feel like, and if I don't have something to be honest with you, even on the weekends, sometimes like weekends can be hard for me because like I need like a grip of something to do. Otherwise, I'll start going crazy.
Oh, I know this feeling. That's
you
all
know
right. Here's
that
the
feeling.
trick: get yourself a really shitty car. Have projects every weekend.
There we go. It's actually a great idea. That's a phenomenal idea. Yeah.
Right now, I just have many children. Those four children are you know, they're pretty good for keeping me busy. But I like this idea too. I like this idea. Need a project. Need a diversion. A positive diversion project on the weekends. Oh, man, Kurt, I think we are going to be seeing one another very soon. I think we're both
So you headed to .dev.
We're heading to .dev. We're going to Toronto, baby. This will be my first time north of the border. I have never been to the land of Canada, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
Wait till you discover Tim Hortons. It's better Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm ready.
That's true.
I'm ready for Tim Hortons.
Let's go.
I'm ready to, you know, shotgun a gallon of maple syrup.
Yep.
And eat some. What's the fries? The cheese fries that what do they call
Poutine.
that? Yeah, I'm ready to eat some poutine. I mean, I want to go. I want to go full Canada while I am there. Kurt, man, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Tell this before you go, man. Tell everybody where to find, follow you, listen to you. I think everybody in our space, if they aren't already, they should be. I mean, also, man, where to work with you?
Sure. I mean, if you want to work together, listen to me, whatever. You Google me, of course, but ethercycle.com to work with me, or just search the Unofficial Shopify Podcast wherever you get your podcast. You'll find it.
Incredible, man. Kurt, we appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all you do for our space, and we look forward to seeing you in Toronto and look forward to having you back. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. This was fun.